Alright, we're back again with another update to BreakPal. So apparently somebody uttered the word Euclidean in the Tracker Core Discord server. It became my obsession, and now we have Euclidean rhythms in BreakPal. So this rides off the back of our shuffle ghost note system. So you need a shuffle ghost note pair. For this demonstration, we're going to do a kick pair and a snare pair. This is pretty simple. So what it's going to do when we hit the Make Euclideans button is it's going to create phrases for each type of Euclidean rhythm. So that's a pair between a pulse note and a rhythm unit. In Renoise parlance, that would be a line. This is a good illustration of what that is, essentially. It's called a rhythm necklace, and you can rotate around the rhythm necklace even when you have the same pulse and rhythm unit pair. So on top of getting already unique rhythms, you could then also rotate them around their own kind of measure, or rhythm necklace, as it said. This is very processor intensive on small computers. I'm running on a $250 one-year-old laptop. I always do that to make sure that this can be used by the widest amount of people. So we're probably going to get a freeze notice. And it's going to take a while to kind of rev up and create all the patterns. I think it's over 300 possible phrases, and then we're also doing half-time and double-time variations on that. So you're getting probably near 1,000 just from this one effort. You'll know you've reached the end because this will pop up. It'll actually give you the numbers on how many you've created. Alright, let's test this out. Actually, let's go into phrases and start with our first one. So you'll see we have 5 pulses over 6 units, and this is rotation 0. And then rotation 1, you'll start seeing that rhythm necklace move around before we make it to 5 over 7, which is a completely different bass unit. Alright, and what that sounds like is... So as you go through rotations, they will sound mostly the same, especially as they loop. There is some variation because we are using pairs, so it kind of rolls, different offset, essentially. But for the most part, they are exactly the same if you were to loop them. The benefit, of course, of this is when you start pairing them together and building beats out of them. So let's take a look at our snare double times. Get these phrases up. So lots of fun there, right? Let's see what we can get out of this. Let's pair them together. I'm a big fan of 5/12, so let's go show phrases. And 5/12, yeah. Let's do 5/12 6, so phrase 30. We need a full 64. Don't like that rotation, so we're gonna try 2A. See what the first one sounds like. It's gonna be one of these, I promise. last try, and then we're moving on. I lied. This one. There we go. Then we're going to move on to our snares and see what we could get in terms of magic things. I'm going to go to double time again, just because I think that's a better place to start. Show phrases. What do we got here? Now let's go to 6. Let's use the same base unit value. So that's 12. And see what happens. Sounds pretty good, actually. Let's just see what... There's a lot of kind of trial and error with Euclidean rhythms, but when you hit, you really hit. Kind of like that one, actually. Maybe even just the first half. See what happens. There you go. So you could really put together some really kind of unique short bursts this way. Alright, so let's do a different base value. Let's go to the 9s. Or no, I was 12, so let's try 8 over 9. Rotation 6, 14. It's either going to sound great or terrible. So by choosing a different rhythm unit value, you're essentially moving into polyrhythm territory. Not all polyrhythms will be available with Euclideans, but you should be able to compose polyrhythms with Euclideans. Not bad. Again, let's try cutting that in half and see what happens. No. So, kind of pulls out one of the problems there, so... Okay, so that is Euclidean rhythms in BreakPal. You have over 900 combinations or permutations to pair with each other, which is probably in the millions of possibilities. Have fun with that. And as usual, I want you to send me what you make with this. Might be cool to actually get outside of drums and use this to make arpeggios with some synth sounds or bells or keys or plucks. So maybe give that a shot. Hit me up. Tracker Core, Discord server, or Reno's server.